I want to give you my testimony real quick here, Brother Pobedo, just 1 second. I hadn't been feeling too well in my body. And I'd gone to the doctor and I had some prostate trouble. And I went there and they told me this and that. You know how they do. Scare you to death. Scare you to death. And so Lois says, I'm going down with you. I said, no, I'm fine. I'm okay. She said, I'm going with you anyway. So she went down and I made her sit in the office because they had already done a biopsy. When they came back, he called me in there and he said, Mr. Branham, I can't believe this. He says, I wouldn't even believed it. He said, but we done 12 biopsies and 10 of them was positive. He said, you're completely full of cancer. You say, what does that mean? Well, till they tell you that, you don't know what I'm talking about. It scared me so bad. Not that I was scared of dying, but it just scared me so bad. And I couldn't even move. He told my boy David, he said, I've told a lot of people that they had cancer. He says, but I've never seen anybody take it as hard as your daddy. I couldn't move. He said, I'll go get your wife. So he got the wife and brought her in. And anyway, he told me, he says, we don't know how long, you know how they do, and all that. That wasn't what was bothering me. It's just that I just didn't want to go. And just didn't know how to accept that. But Satan knows how to give you a lie. Like our brother said when he opens his mouth. But he don't tell you all the truth. Like I tell you about Babe Ruth, he hit 714 home runs, but they don't tell you that he struck out 1,300 times either. So anyway, I'd been working on a tape up at the Voice of God, and I come out and I got on the phone and I called my brother, and I told him. It was pouring down rain. It was a Friday. And I tell you the truth, it would scare me to death. When I come out, he said, Bub, we'll just keep before the Lord. So we had prayer, and we'd been to the chapel and prayed. And I went back up at the office, and I told my children that day. I said, I don't want you to feel bad for Dad. I said, I want to be right up in front with you. And I said, with it this bad, I said, it probably won't be long. It doesn't matter. I said, one moment from here, and I'm going to be where I want to be all my life. No question about that. So I went on home, and the wife says, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going up to the Voice of God. And she said, no, don't go up there. They're closed on Friday. She says, don't go up there, Billy. I said, I've got to. I just want to go pray. So I went in the office, and I prayed. And I went in the chapel there, and I prayed. I come back, and I turned on the tape. I wanted to hear a tape. I wanted to hear Daddy say something. I wanted to hear him pray for somebody and say, you got prostate cancer. There was a tape on there that I'd been working on for several days. Questions and answers on the seals. We came down to the end of it, and we don't gap the part where he's in a prayer like he says, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. So I'd already closed the tape off. That's all there was left. And I couldn't find nothing. So I just pushed the button. Daddy said, God bless you, sister. God bless you, brother. And he prayed for, hundreds like that. And it went on for maybe 20 or 30 minutes, and I turned the tape off, and I was so discouraged. Then something down inside of me said, listen a little farther. I pushed it again. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Still wasn't there. I turned it off. Something that little voice said again, said, keep playing. I pushed the button again. Tears from my eyes. My faith was, All of a sudden I heard a voice, a young man. I said, that's me. I said to the people, is there anybody else wants to be prayed for? The next voice I heard was Dad. He said, Billy Paul. Billy Paul, as many prayer cards as you give out, now receive your healing in the name of Jesus Christ. That's all it took. Man, I come home. I got on the phone. You talking about having a jubilee. I said, I don't care what the doctor said. I don't care what the devil said. Billy Paul, now receive your healing in the name of Jesus Christ. You said that was just a coincidence. I had heard that tape for 41 years. And there it was hid there for that to be revealed that day for me. God thought it. The prophet spoke it. I believed it, and that settled it. And then the revelation come into my heart, and then it become a manifestation. I began to testify about it. I said, I'm healed. And then God let my testimony become real in my heart. And then as I begin to go, Brother Branham says, then God will make your body obey your confession. And I said, I am healed. I went to the doctor 2 months later. He took my blood. He sent it to the laboratory. He came back and he's sitting there. He had his glasses across his eyes. He's looking like that. And he said, Mr. Branham. And I said, yes. He said, you want to know what your PSA is today? And I said, yes, sir. He said, minus 0.1. I said, what does that mean, doctor? He said, if I would have sent water to that laboratory, it wouldn't have tested any more pure than your blood. Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forever. God bless you, Brother Robert.